retirement. I know what it takes to bring somebody said we need $45 million, not just for the retirement, for medical referral, for education, for public safety. I know what it takes. And I'm sitting back like, I don't know what the plans are. Remember I met you at the economic summit a year ago? And even you asked me like, oh, is this something that we don't know? And I'm like, absolutely not, Tom. And I told you that, right, Tomas? I said, no, I'm here as a private sector, and I was asked to come, and that was it. And so over the course, that's when I realized like, I cannot just sit back and not do something. I cannot just sit back in the right conscience to know that I know I can bring this back. I have the network, I have the people working with me. Even to today, I have airlines, new airlines, new proposed corporate, from tech to venture capital to different companies wanting to come back. And that's the reason why I say, I went back to my family and I said, and my kids, I think, I wanted to do this one more time. I want to come back and bring this economy back.
Gov, I wanted to talk exactly about your platform, and of course, Ben, your role now in the campaign. I do want to address, though, tomorrow we were supposed to have your primary for the gubernatorial seat, and we know that since then, former Senator Vinny Sablan has withdrawn and is seeking the Senate seat. Word on the street is he got your blessing to run for governor under the Republican Party. Is that true, and what changed if that is true?
Oh no. So what during the whole time that Vinny and I ran the last election, and I said I have one more term, right? And so in that one term, I said when we win, obviously I'm going to support you. So that's definitely what was said. We didn't make it, and Vinny and I since January, I think I met him 3-4 times, and we both talked about the possibility of having a primary.
And so, is it true that you gave him your blessing to run for governor, and you wouldn't enter the race?
Not for this election. Mm-hmm. We did talk about it, actually since January of last year, that him and I have this possibility of having a runoff.
And that leads me now to your choice today. I want to focus on today and the future, given that you are now the candidates. Why did you choose Mr. Jones, as many people know him, or Ben? Why did you choose Ben as your running mate? And after we hear from you, Ben, I'd love to hear about how that conversation went and why you decided to commit.
Of course. So, Tomas, I've been in the political world, and this is what they say, right? I was elected since I was 27, now throughout the years. And I have this opportunity to seek re-election. And I'm looking around. There's a lot of other qualified, candidates and people that show not just interest, but people that are able to do this position. But one thing that I see that Ben has is the unwavering love and dedication for our students and our kids. When you have somebody in that capacity, who people tell me, well, he's not a politician. You want somebody he's not even been elected. Why would you choose somebody that is just a principal of Cagman? Well, when you look at anybody that is asking to be given an opportunity, you look at the background, the work ethics, and the drive. And that's what Ben has. You have somebody that's young, somebody that's well educated, somebody that nobody in this island, especially the people that knows Ben, on his true love of caring for our kids and our students, the organization of Cagman, he turned that place around, right? And I don't want to say ghetto, I don't want to say anything, but Cagman has gone through different phases, and Ben has brought that with his team, not just alone, but with his team, brought Cagman to a whole new level where, I was there a few years ago when I saw graduation. I actually was telling First Lady that. I saw how the high school kids wanted the graduation, how they respond to him. And I hear it across the island. And, we can also get into the sports, him being very sports competitive, represents CNMI in the baseball. So I look at all of that and I said to myself, I've gone through rough waters. And I'm looking at somebody who has the work ethics, the passion, and somebody that can be committed to this, to better the life of everybody. He has shown this to Kagman High, has shown this to the community. And with somebody with that background, I give him the opportunity, it's only times 10. And that'll go for Rota, Tian, and all our Northern Islands and everyone that calls Siha my home.
So Ben, you get the call, or I don't know if it was a meeting. Can you tell us about that?
Oh man!
What was your reaction? Was it immediate? Yes.
It was a great phone. It was a very interesting phone call, and allow me to tell a story, Tomas. First of all, let me just say thank you again for giving us the opportunity to be here, and thank God for giving me the chance to be partners with my partner right here. Like this guy right here, Governor Ralph Torres, is a true leader, proven leader. So he gives me a call and he says, hey, we're gonna meet at a certain place at my uncle's house. And when I parked, I noticed a bunch of cars out in the front of the garage. See a layout of food, drinks. And I was like, oh, well, this is gonna be an interesting conversation. So we went in there, I went in there.
No names.
No names. And man, we spoke. And the question came out. He officially gave me the opportunity to run as his lieutenant. And of course, I'm not gonna just say yes right away, Tomas. I had to stop and say, I had to ask him all these questions. And one of the questions is, why me, man? Why did you pick me? And he pretty much said it. But I also asked him, why is he coming back? And I looked at him like, you've been through so much, Gov. All of these things that you brought to to your home with your family, going through all of these allegations and stuff, and people accusing you of everything, and you still want to come back. I said, yes, Ben, I want to come back. I need to come back. This is our people. This is our home. And right there, when he said that to us, right there, deep inside, I said, I want to say yes already, because I saw the passion in this guy. And one thing, Tomas, I'm very confident about is how I read people. I think that's what makes me a successful leader not in Kagman High School, just a leader in general. Because I'm a leader in my family. I'm a leader in school. I'm a leader with my teammates. And I strongly believe the reason why I'm put in a leadership role is my ability to connect. And once Gov gave me that answer, that he needs to come back. He doesn't want to see our home suffer. He doesn't want to see our people suffer anymore. I said, you know what? I never had aspirations to do this. But now that you're asking me, and now that I realize that I have an opportunity to work with somebody who's done this before, we're hitting rock bottom. I can't keep standing on the sidelines, man. I'm not that type of guy that loves to watch baseball. I hate watching baseball.
I about you.
I hate watching. It's not that I hate it. I don't find myself entertained watching baseball. I love to play baseball. And right now, I'm not going to stand around and watch this go on anymore. I want to step in, and I want to come in and actively play a role in helping our community. And who else better to go into battle with somebody who has the wounds to prove it? This guy right here.
The wounds?
Yeah, and I that's why I said yes. Not right away. I said yes weeks later, because of course I had to go back to my family. I had to let them know, surprise, there's an opportunity knocking on our door right now. And I believe this is it. I didn't expect it to come this soon in my life, Tomas. No, not this soon. I didn't even go through House of Rep. I didn't go through the Senate, nothing like that. But it's here. It was offered on the table. Got the blessings from my family. And I'm willing to risk everything on the line, because all my life, every time I put something on the line, especially my legacy, the rapport that I have with my community at Kagman High School and the people I serve, I only risk when I know I'm with somebody that I trust. And this is somebody that I trust, and I'm hoping everybody out there sees why I trust Governor Ralph de Leon Guerrero Torres.
And Ben, I just wanted to follow up. We've interviewed Gov a lot. This is one of your very first public appearances in this capacity.
Yes.
For those who might be meeting you for the first time watching this video, who is Mr. Ben Jones?
Who is Mr. Jones, right? I'm a guy who comes from humble beginnings, everybody. I come from a small but proud village of Achugao, located all the way in the north. I don't come from a family who has riches like that. No, we grew up with a really tough financial background. But 3 things I can confidently say that we were rich in my family is faith, discipline, and hard work. With these 3 values that I was raised with, I strongly believe that brought me through many challenges, that helped me overcome a lot of the trials and tribulations and got me to where I'm at right now, a proud principal of Cagman High School. I love sports and I love competing. I love proving people wrong. It's not that I want to prove people wrong, but all my life, the short, scrawny little kid, for some reason that drove me to doing better. And in every challenge that I was faced with, I can't be humble right now. I overcame them. For example, if you don't mind, like I was telling you guys earlier, I don't come from a family that has a lot of money. We don't even have that kind of money, right? I go to Hopwood. I went to Hopwood growing up, and Hopwood was the only middle school at this time. And there's this kid, Chamorro Ponda Penko Shrine kid, curly hair. I know I don't have hair right now. It's going little by little. But Tomas, I love baseball, right? And I'm gonna connect everything, right? I love baseball with all my heart. That was my passion, man. When I made the baseball All-Star Little League, I was like, I'm gonna make All-Star every year. But my parents said, Jun, you're not gonna be an All-Star. You're not gonna play baseball unless you get an A. So I said, an A in all your classes. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get an A. My parents challenged me, and they challenged me because and they put something on the line for me. And the deal was to get, if you want to be in the All-Star, you want to play baseball again, you got to make sure your grades are good. Tomas, I got my grades, and I'm telling you, there were people, again, middle school, the only middle school on island. So students going to Hopwood. So from 7th to 8th grade, Tomas, all I was focused on was playing baseball. What I needed to do to get to baseball was get good grades. I worked hard, man. I was disciplined enough, and I was so committed to making sure that I stayed on the baseball team. And eventually I get the call from one of my counselors saying, you need to come to the office, we need to talk to you. This is about a week before graduation. And I was like, what did I do? I don't get in trouble here. I get in trouble at home. I'm scared to call my parents. What did I do? First time to get called to the office. And the counselor called me up. The principal was there, and they said, congratulations, Ben Jones. I'm like, for what? It's like, you're the valedictorian. I'm like, what? What's a valedictorian? I didn't know anything about being top 10, top whatever. I said, what's this? Well, Ben, stop playing around. You don't know what's a valedictorian? I'm like, no, I don't know what's a valedictorian. I don't even know how to spell that word, if anything. I got confused with what they were talking about. But yeah, eventually I became the valedictorian of Cagman High School, of Hopwood Middle School, Hopwood Junior High School at that time. And then I carried that all the way to Cagman High School. I'm a hard worker, guys. You put something in front of me, I'm gonna get it. My goal right now is not to make a baseball all-star team. My goal right now is to work with my partner right here. Again, I'm gonna say it, a proven leader, someone who has the experience and the network to get us through. Our goal is to bring the economy back, to revive the Marianas. And just the same kind of effort and hard work that I put into making it to baseball, it's the same kind of work I'm gonna put into getting our economy back. We're not gonna make any big promises, it's not gonna happen right away. Just like me getting into this valedictorian stuff, it takes years, guys. It's gonna take years. And we're gonna need your help, and we're gonna need your trust. Me and Ralph, we're going into this full art, and we hope you're there with us.
Just one last question for you, Ben, before that we get into more of the platform as well. We've seen how important the lieutenant governor role is. If anything were to happen and you were now governor, are you ready on day one?
Let's be honest, Tomas. Again, I'm not coming from a political background. I have no political experience, but I have leadership experience. I lead a school, Cagman High School, with a great team. And because of my team, we were able to transform Cagman High School. And I'm going to give credit to Leila Staffler. I need to give her credit. She was a big reason as to how I was able to pick up Cagman High School with the team that we built. And with Governor Ralph being my mentor, my partner, I know I'm going to get to learn a lot from him. And the team that we're going to build is going to be the team that's going to take us to our goal.
Gov, did you want to chime in?
Absolutely. I was going to tell you, without a doubt, for the people that see CNMI, I know what it takes to be a governor, and I know what it takes to be a lieutenant governor. This gentleman next to me, without a doubt, has the ability. And in fact, if you look at leadership, he had better leadership walking in than I was walking in as a lieutenant governor. And I said that. And so for the people of the Commonwealth, there is no doubt that Mr. Jones is the right person, not just for the lieutenant governor. And if anything happens, to steer the CNMI in the right direction. And Tomas, one of the things that I really admire with Ben is when there is a goal, you focus on that goal, and regardless what are the obstacles around you, there is that goal that he's going to go through. Valedictorian. There's one student in every class that can say you're valedictorian. I never came close to that.
Hey, come on,
but I'm happy. There's certain things that I have, there's certain things that I went through my life, but I am so proud to stand next to him because what he just said is, you want something, but before you get there, you need to do this.
Yeah.
So before we can bring back the economy, before we can give somebody the opportunity, you need to believe on this leadership. And this is the leadership that we have before you. So Tomas, I have no doubt. So when I was looking again back, it's not just can he do the job, is the other question is, can he do the job today? And the answer would be yes.
Thank you, partner.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, man.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you both. Gov, I wanted to ask you about what you've been through, exactly what Ben has said about the allegations, the impeachment trial, the court case, which was just settled.
Yeah.
And also about the last election, which some might say was a referendum, that they didn't want your leadership in the last election. Do you want to address what has been very well documented in CNMI history about those allegations, about ARPA spending, about the Boost program?
Sure.
You know what people are saying about this all when you announce.
So maybe we should break that down, right? Because there's quite a few things, right?
Yeah.
Referendum. I mean, referendum is we won the general election, right? We beat both tandem, if you want to look at that way. So in the general election, we won. And then when you join the two parties, the runoff election, the community then said, okay. But if you look at referendum, we did win the general election. That means in the general election, the whole entire community prefers this over either one, right? So I think on that part, I gotta just make that clear.
You got a plurality of the votes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the other one is I got impeached by the House for what was the impeachment for? First class travel and contempt for not showing up, correct?
Yes, those are included.
I just want to make sure. So I want the community to know exactly what has transpired. And this is the time for me, first time for me to tell, because it is the truth and what has transpired. It's very sentimental, partner, because I went into the Attorney General's office. I went in and I took the summon, the summon. And I went to the Attorney General's office and I said, AG, there's this someone to go to the legislature to testify. AG looked at it, came back and said, you don't need to respond. Tomas, what does that mean as your own lawyer telling you? You do not need to respond. So I didn't show up. Then I get charged for contempt. First class travel, the same thing. I went into the Attorney General's office during the same period. And I asked the Attorney General, AG, the House is making an issue about my first class travel. If there is any issue at all, I would gladly pay the difference between the economy and the first class. The response was, I don't see any issue